Small business is about courage, risk-taking, independence, and we small business owners are survivors. Everybody has an idea for a business, but how do you take that idea from mind to market? This is the place to learn.
Small Business School with Hattie Bryant.
It's a new kind of school. Together we'll learn about business from the inside out, from the people who've done it. We'll meet the men and women who are today's pioneers and quiet heroes. Their lives are the textbooks. Our classroom is the world.
Small Business School is made possible by support from the United States Postal Service, delivering the promise to America's 23 million small and growing businesses. There's no wait at the post office in your own office. USPS.com is waiting for you. And by Microsoft.
We see you building a new company from an old company. We see a business full of potential. We're inspired to create software that helps you reach it.
Hi, I'm Hattie Bryant. If you're curious about how business works and how money makes money, stay with us. Each week, right here, you meet the owners of companies and they tell you their secrets. We call this a masterclass. There are no gurus, no professors, and no teachers, only people who've done already what it is you want to do. John Solheim makes the putters that sing, or is that ping? This is the sound of innovation. The sound that shifted golf club design away from the conventional. And the sound that built a beautiful business all in the pursuit of perfection. You might guess this company makes ping golf clubs. Karsten Manufacturing, the maker of ping golf clubs, started in a garage in 1959. And even though it stayed there for 7 years, today, the Phoenix-based company has nearly 900 employees working in 35 buildings on 30 acres, producing some of the world's most loved products.
And now the father of the finest golf clubs that have ever been made.
Called the gentle genius, Karsten Solheim was the immigrant son of a shoemaker. As an engineer for General Electric, he invented the first television rabbit ears. He took up golf, but was frustrated because he believed he could apply the laws of physics and engineering to make a better club, one that would help every golfer do better and have more fun. Since his first putter design in 1959, he led the way for every golf manufacturer.
I know you've seen me play, and that's why you don't give me a ping putter.
Karsten Solheim is the most widely copied club designer that golf has ever seen. At the age of 88, Karsten died, leaving a corporate culture safe in the hands of the son who worked beside him for 40 years.
When we started, I was in junior high drilling putters in our garage, but it took us a long time to get out of our garage. It was, 7 years before we got out, and my dad really questioned leaving General Electric at the time. As a teenager in high school, getting a rap on my window, which was outside the garage at 10 o'clock at night after I'd went to bed, that it's time to go to work, wasn't always the funnest thing.
This is your dad saying, "I need you"?
Yep.
Wake up?
Wake up. He'd watch the news, and it was time for him to do some stuff in the shop.
Yeah.
Let me tell you a little story.
Sure.
They built a grocery store about a mile away from us. All my friends went and applied for jobs as carryouts. So I went and applied for a job with him. Well, my dad found out that I had applied for a job, and all of a sudden he wasn't too happy, but I started getting paid. But my deal was I got $2.50 a putter that I built, but if I needed help, I had to pay for the help. So it kind of taught me how to be a businessman a little bit back then, right from the scratch, because I had to figure out my own thing.
Everybody tries to figure out what makes an entrepreneur, what makes a great business leader. And frankly, we've seen over the years, when someone sees a problem that they think they can solve, they start a business. Your father had trouble playing golf the first time he played, and he said, "What's wrong with this equipment? I could make it better." And so was he that way with every step of the process, meaning was he always stretching to make it better?
Oh, always.
Why couldn't he just
always.
use somebody else's putter and be happy with it?
Well, because when he mishit a putt, the ball didn't go as straight as it could, and he realized that from the dynamics of the club when the weights were at the extreme, okay, and you mishit a putt, if the weights are out there, it won't twist as much. And he did some tests, and it twists like half of what it does. So that means the putt's twice as close as what you would have been, so you got a shorter putt to tap in, or maybe it might catch the edge of the hole.
Okay.
But, you know, that's one step. It took him a long time because the public didn't accept his putters, and he had to look at, you know, what the public wanted and modify those putters so that they met the acceptance, and it still took a lot of time. But we were fortunate too, because TV and golf came along at about the time that we were really starting to have some success on tour. And when all of a sudden people saw people like Nicholas and Player, Julius Boris and George Archer using these funny looking putters because they were different, they showed up on TV different, people wondered, what in the world are those? And you know, Carson also was smart enough to make sure we had our name and address on every putter, too.
The innovators are often punished by the establishment, and this happened to Ping.
We had problems, too, because at the same time, the United States Golf Association had outlawed all of our putters, except for one.
Because they thought there was some trick to it?
Well, there was a bend at the base of the grip, which forced the head to come through square.
When the USGA said that, were you just heartbroken? I mean, here you've been working all these years, 7, 10, 11 years.
It just, you know, it was just something that was not fanable, that you make something better and then they refuse it, you know, and that's
You're going up against
really
the
tough.
establishment.
Exactly.
Right.
Fortunately, we came to a settlement with the USGA that the golfers were the winners because they got to continue using the clubs, and we made some changes and minor adjustments to the clubs.
A key strategy in making customers happy is making sure their clubs fit.
We realized that we were out of touch with our customers. So we started thinking, how can we get in touch with them? And what we started doing is bringing our customers into our plant and giving them training both on learning what we were about in club fitting.
Okay.
Jay Ritchie teaches the golf pros how to fit Ping clubs.
So how is it that you do this fitting? Because this is part of the secret of why people love your product, right?
Right. It's extremely important for anybody, whether you're a high handicap golfer or a professional, to make sure you get componentry that actually fits your game.
Okay, so what measurements do you need?
First of all,
I'm not telling you my weight. No,
okay. Weight's the first thing we ask. They're very basic.
Here.
Okay. First of all, we just want to know, it's a basic chart here if you're left-handed or right-handed.
Right-handed.
So I'm going to come over here, I'm going to measure your wrist to floor. Our next step is exactly this, the dynamic portion, where I actually have to watch you swing and see where you're marking on this tape. And I want you to hit down on that board.
Do I not need to be back further?
Bend your knees a little bit.
Okay.
You get wherever you feel comfortable. Remember, you're the beginner golfer. This is all going to come. Yep, and just hit down on that board.
How far back should I go?
As far as you feel comfortable.
Oh, okay.
There you go.
I want to go. I'm afraid I don't want to hit it, but you want me to hit it.
I want you to hit it.
Okay.
It won't hurt the board. There you go. Excellent. And all I'm trying to have you do is make a mark. All you're doing, and you did. Now, you actually did a pretty good mark. We're going to talk a little bit more and make sure that you feel comfortable with all the componentry that we've actually recommended for you, the right shaft, the right loft, the right lie. Then we're going to go in the pro shop. We're going to call the customer service department at Ping, and they're going to actually place the order on the computer, and then the production department is actually going to make your set specifically for you with all the componentry that we've just fit you for. It's going to take 2 days to make. We're going to ship them to you, and you'll be playing with those golf clubs within a week.
And what we do is take the accounts, we bring them into Phoenix. Or we
Larry Major runs the Ping Education Program.
And we try to educate them on our philosophies, our designs, and basically club fitting.
We have the 4-up hosel.
Because the more they're educated, the better off they can communicate, and the chances of sales obviously are much better when we do that.
Ping has gone to the point of training us to be expert club fitters, so we can get our customers or our guests in a golf club that's suited for them so they can play the game and enjoy it more.
To make sure all Ping clubs meet the company's critical tolerances, Ping has its own foundry where stainless steel clubs are poured. Hot wax is injected into a mold. The finished wax patterns are attached to a wax rack called a tree.
The tree is coated with ceramic sand and then fire. The wax inside melts, leaving a hollow mold. That's why it's called the lost wax process. Then it goes to the foundry. Here it is so hot, there are no impurities. We couldn't get close to the process, and huge air conditioners cool the area where the workers pour 3,000-degree molten metal. The molds, filled with hot stainless steel, are put outside to cool. A machine breaks away the ceramic mold, exposing the raw club heads. The heads are cut away, ground smooth, and then put in a bowl of vibrating stones and water, which gives them an unusual luster. A powerful pneumatic hammer shoves the shaft into the head. Technicians align the grip by hand. It takes both well-trained eyes and hands to position the grip perfectly. Each club has its own specifications. Those are checked, and the clubs are tweaked if necessary. They are color-coded, and the customer's personal serial number is put on the entire set.
And it's important that it's a set of clubs, not individual clubs.
The set passes final inspection, and only then it is wrapped, boxed, and shipped to the customer.
The interesting thing here is we don't have inspectors as such. Everybody is considered an inspector. In other words, anybody can reject a club throughout the system at any time.
What I think you've got is product plus service. It's a bundle. You're not just selling a piece of metal. I get my ID number in it, I get my name, you know, I mean, if I lose it, I mean, to me. So was that like revolutionary when you guys said we're going to give everybody their own little serial number because...
No, some of it we wanted to know where the clubs were, and we keep track of all the specifications of the club, so if somebody loses a club, they can get an exact replacement for it. Mm-hmm. And, you know, we even have the old models available in replacements. And that's something nobody else does. When a line runs out, it's gone. You can't get replacements. With our clubs, you can get replacements for a long, long time.
The corporate culture of the family-owned business is a reflection of the founder. The company isn't just about the business of making golf clubs. It is about loving the game and loving the people who play it. Bob Canton, like others at Ping, gave us insight into what makes this company special.
Karstedt Solheim in 1987 invited the women to come to Moon Valley to play in a major tournament.
And Moon Valley is your...
Moon Valley is the home club of Ping Golf Equipment.
Okay.
We're the, if you will, Ryder Cup with lipstick. The Ryder Cup and the Solheim Cup really pit the best professional golfers from the United States against the best professional golfers from Europe.
So if I win the Solheim Cup, I get to take this home?
Hattie, you can't win the Solheim Cup because you're not a professional golfer. And can you lift it?
I'm too old to start, I'm sure.
The winning team does retain the Solheim Cup at their headquarters office. This was an extra Solheim Cup that was made very specially by the Waterford Crystal people for the Solheim family.
Every person we met at Ping told us the same thing. They're here because of the commitment to greatness, to achieving the best, to finding perfection.
It looks nice though, doesn't it? It looks beautiful.
John Bliss is Director of Engineering.
Would you, with your own personal value system, want to work at a place where you didn't have the support to work on perfection? And I want you to say something.
Absolutely not.
Okay,
I mean,
say
this
it
is
in
a
your own
passion we have. Obviously, that we need to make a profit here, but we do this because we enjoy it and we have a passion to design. John has set an edict that we're going to strive to be the #1 in irons, putters, and metal woods. Not so much in volume, but in high performance, high quality products. And everybody has a passion for that precision, for that preciseness, for that quality, to strive to achieve the best.
You've been at Ping Golf for how many years?
20 years.
20 years. What is it about this organization that causes people to stay? Because there are a lot of people who've been here a long time.
The Solheim family takes care of their people. They recognize people for their talents. When I joined the company, we didn't even have job descriptions. Karsten hired people for what he saw that they could do. and then he let them develop into their skills. And that's really an unusual company that permits that to happen.
Okay, so you feel like this is a place where if you get an idea, you can chase it down and make it happen.
Without question.
Ed O'Brien keeps Karsten Manufacturing connected.
I was a golf professional working for a club owned by Ping, and I voiced my desire to leave the golf business, and John Solheim asked me if I'd like to come and work run the website.
Why is it then important for a small owner to give an inside person an opportunity to learn about this?
I think it's very important. The company culture is what you're trying to project, the personality of the company. You're trying to put it on the web, and I think only somebody who has intimate knowledge of the company is in that position. And if the company still decides to outsource it, they need to have a team of people at the company who work very closely and supervise it. It's, flashy graphics and, all the Java and Flash in the world is not going to cut it if you're not getting your personality online.
How do you attract these folks?
For the most part, by word of mouth.
Dorothy Glick is Director of Human Resources.
The company has a great reputation on how they treat employees once they're hired on. And because of that, it's kind of like family members refer friends or other family members, and it's just grown from there.
Well, number one, you take care of your people. You make sure that you pay them well, that you have a bonus plan for them, you have retirement plans and medical insurance. But then, you give them a challenge, and that's much more important. You give them a job that they're responsible for.
I started in 1971 out of college.
Doug Hawken is president of Karsten Manufacturing.
As you grow as a small company and you get to each of these new plateaus, you need to make sure that you have the right people in place, that you've identified where you have some skill sets that are necessary. And then you have to have the courage to go outside or develop from inside those people. How do you identify, attract, and retain the best minds in the business? That's what it's all about. That's how you get innovation. We have never discontinued a model per se, like the rest of the industry does, so that you as a consumer buy a set of i2 irons this month, 6 months from now, we don't discontinue that model, and now you can now buy that same set of clubs you bought 6 months ago for half the price. We don't do that. We deliver clubs within 48 hours, custom built, custom fit golf clubs within 48 hours. Because as a service to our accounts where we do our retail sales, we don't require them to carry massive inventories.
Now, something else about cash flow. It's my understanding, okay, you don't make the product until you get the order, which is brilliant, but I also have to pay for the order in advance when I place it. That's pretty darn smart.
Yes.
Okay, so who thought of that?
Well, that's just a common sense method of doing business that Karsten's put in place since day one. And because we've done it for 40 years and that we've been consistent, people accept it as a way of doing business with Ping, and they respect it as a way of doing business with Ping.
And you could see Mustafa Hayuna, Director of Research and Testing. This is the Ping Man, our mechanical golfer. A small change in a small modification or a small improvement can mean a big innovation. Every time you made a small modification, you opened new doors, and for every door you opened, you had 10 doors open, and it kept on going. So it's an infinite, trying to reach infinity, which you never can.
Karsten Manufacturing has become so famous for precision in the making of golf clubs, others come to them when perfection is required.
We're doing a lot of parts for Boeing. The accuracy, these machines will hold tenths or 0.2 of a thousandth over 6 feet. And we have one machine that'll hold 40 millionths over 6 feet. And it's as accurate as the machine is.
Did you hear what John said? He's illustrating Karsten's commitment to making anything they touch perfect.
We don't have to answer to stockholders to meet a quarterly thing, and that causes big industry to have to do things that really can hurt the brand and hurt you long term. And we're not going to do that. We're going to take our time and then put it on the marketplace, give it a little bit of time to mature. If you build the best that there is, you will always have people that want your product. If you're just a me too, then you're not leading. So if you have that quality and you stand up and make sure you keep in the lead, that's going to keep the customers coming to you. But you got to work hard to stay ahead.
Be ye therefore perfect is scripture that the Solheims must have taken more seriously than the rest of us who grew up reading the Bible. When perfection is the goal, great products are made, and the whole concept of continuous improvement becomes a way of life and then a part of the corporate culture. We saw the pursuit of perfection at every turn. Ping didn't become the world's largest manufacturer of putters by trying to be second best. To grow, as this company has, you must have a big vision and high standards and at the same time commit to the details. It's the big goal of perfection that motivates everyone to reach for the hundreds of little goals that must be accomplished by hundreds of people every day. John said there's no quality control department because every single employee is a quality control department of one, and each has the authority to send a product back for corrections or changes. That's the beauty of this business. Quality is not up to John, it's up to everyone. To read the entire script of this program, go to smallbusinessschool.org. There's a vault at Ping with some very unusual putters. They're all gold-plated.
Whenever somebody wins a big golf tournament, we make up 2 putters and gold-plate them and engrave them with their name and the tournament that they won. And then one goes to the winner that won the event, and then we put the others here in our vault. It reminds us of the wins that we've had. Sevi Ballesteros has the most putters of any of them, and this happens to be the '88 Lancome Trophy. Since I became president, what I'm doing, if somebody wins a major, and that's one of the 4 majors on the men's tour and also on the ladies' tour, we'll make a solid gold putter head for them, just as a thank you.
What I take care of is currently a new program, which is NASCAR.
Brad Frazier is leading the company in specialty licensing.
Well, if you look at the national population, 25 million are golfers. Of that, 5 million NASCAR fans are avid golfers. Those are people who go out at least once a week and play golf. The branding of NASCAR is so significant in it goes well beyond any other sporting event. They have 72% brand loyalty. Golf is a close second, and that's only 42%.
Okay, interpret that figure for me. What do you mean brand loyalty?
What that tells you is that everyone who supports Dale Jarrett, as an example, who is the defending national champion, they will support the companies and the entities that support his team. And by doing this, we're hoping to associate ourselves in the same way.
So Dale's the brand. I mean,
Absolutely.
NASCAR is the sport. Dale's the brand, and people who love Dale driving a car will buy the stuff with his name on it.
Our brand works perfectly with them because we have a tremendously high brand loyalty rate.
What can any small and growing business owner learn? Do we need to have strategic alliances? Do we need to partner with other folks who have a demographic reaching that is similar to ours?
I think you should. Anyone who doesn't take opportunities and look at those avenues is fooling themselves. You can't do it all by yourself.
By the way, John's hard to reach by phone because he's never at his desk. He's where the action is, where perfection is believed to be possible.
You're committed to help anybody play better. The goal is not to make a big old pile of money. Now, you have made money, but you understand what I'm getting at, John?
Exactly.
The people start in business today, and their goal is to make a bunch of money.
No, that's not,
Can you talk about that?
Sure.
Why does this business exist?
The business exists to build a better product, and the way my dad would have put it was, if you build a better product, the dollars will take care of themselves. And we've never really worried about the dollars. We try to build the best product we can at a fair dollar that we can and provide better service. We want to, besides, we want to lead in service, we want to lead in everything. And to be number one, you need to lead in everything. And, but if dollars are all you're chasing, you're not there.
It's the wrong goal.
It's the wrong goal.
Yeah.
The dollars, if you do it right, though, the dollars will come.
The Bible says, "Be ye therefore perfect." With perfection as a goal, you'll be like the people of Ping Golf. You'll be challenged all of your life. You can learn much more on the web at smallbusinessschool.com.
Small Business School is made possible by support from the United States Postal Service, delivering the promise to America's 23 million small and growing businesses. There's no wait at the post office in your own office. USPS.com is waiting for you. And by Microsoft.
We see you building a new company from an old company. We see a business full of potential. We're inspired to create software that helps you reach it.
If you want to learn more about starting, running, and growing a business, come to our website, smallbusinessschool.org. There's streaming video and interactive study guides. The only way we can compete with big business is to be faster, smarter, and better. We are the engine of the American economy. We create the jobs. Small business is about big commitment. It's about sacrifice and struggle. But we do it because we say, if I don't do this, my life won't be complete.